Well, good morning, good people. Happy hump day. Hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you have a humpity hump day, that you get over the hump, you have a hump, or you do some humping, or whatever it is. It's hump day. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. All right, so we are in the OTAs. We have in a couple weeks the mini camp, and then we have the school is out for summer, of course, before we get ready for training camp. It's hard to believe that Memorial Weekend is just a week and a half away. The summer is literally almost here. This off season, which has been more enjoyable, if there's such a thing as an off season that's enjoyable, has been more enjoyable than it was last year. Last year seemed like it took forever to get to the season, and of course we were looking at it from the standpoint of saying it's going to be a disappointing season. But the Dallas Cowboys, going 12-5, went 12-5 again, and they're trying to do something that we haven't done since the 90s, which would be 3 years of playoffs. Yeah, I'm talking about playoffs. And in order to do that, of course, they're going to have to play well. I look at it from the standpoint of this offseason versus last offseason. I think we're in a much better place. One of the areas that was truly lacking for us last year was the wide receiver core. The Cowboys truly miscalculated on so many ways. First of all being is, when they re-signed Michael Gallop, and I'm not saying that it was wrong to re-sign Michael Gallop, but the problem is they re-signed him thinking that he was going to be the Michael Gallop of old to start the season. Well, he missed several games to start the season and probably should have missed more before coming back out, because he was never really ready last year. And it really showed. Looking at the numbers, and this is where the Cowboys can truly improve the offense just by having Michael Gallop close to where he has been in the past. Now, looking at his statistics, you can literally see the difference here. His rookie year, he had 33 catches, 507 yards, 15.4 yards of reception. Okay? And if you remember his rookie year, he started off really slow. You were kind of like, this guy's not very good. But by the end of the year, he started playing actually really well and becoming a deep threat. 33 receptions, 507 yards. You compare that to the 39 receptions that he had this past year at 10.9, where he only had 424 yards. Yeah, that was not a very good season whatsoever. Although I will say the year before, he was in and out of the lineup as well. He had the plantar fasciitis. No, I'm sorry. Not the plantar fasciitis. He had the strained calf. The same thing Dak had that year, where Dak ended up getting the blood centrifusion injection in his calf and missed one game. Michael Gallup missed, I think, 6 or 7 games with that. And so that was a down year, but he still ended up having 12.7 yards per reception, which was still pretty good. Only 35 receptions. If we could get him back to 2020, surprisingly, with Dak only playing a few games, having Ben DiNucci play a game, having Andy Dalton playing games, and so on, he ended up with 843 yards, 14.3 yards per reception. If we could get Michael Gallup back at that kind of level, 843 yards, that is major with the addition of Brandon Cooks. I will be 100% honest with you. I do not know how the hell we scored as many points as we did last year with the receiving core that we had. Noah Brown, less than 500 yards. Michael Gallup, 424 yards. CeeDee Lamb had a monster season, but that's it. Somehow the Cowboys, with Dak Prescott leading, were the #1 scoring offense. It just defies logic. But Michael Gallup, from all reports right now, is a lot closer to where he was, having now been, a year and a half removed from the ACL surgery. And understand that you may be back out on the field a lot of times from injuries, but it doesn't mean you are back to normal. Take a look at how Chase Young was. He finally got back out on the field, but Chase Young didn't look anywhere close to the Chase Young of old. Although I will say Chase Young's problem was basically he ended up having 2 knee surgeries because they basically took part of the patella tendon to make the ACL in his knees. So you're talking then about 2 knees. And we don't know if he'll ever get back to where he was. But be that as it may, it is going to be key for Michael Gallup to be closer to where he was. What will happen with Mike McCarthy typically is they're going 3 and 4 wide receivers deep, and they will use all of those guys. What we need is, and this is going to sound crazy, is we need a Noah Brown, statistically, as our 4th wide receiver, not as our number 2. We need our number 4 wide receiver to be a guy that's going to get about 400, 500 yards. We need Michael Gallup as our number 3 to get about 800, 900 yards. We need Brandon Cooks as our number 2 to get like 1,000 yards. And CeeDee Lamb to be that 1,000-yard plus guy for Mike McCarthy's system to really be rocking and rolling. In comparison to last year where CeeDee Lamb was 1,200 some yards and you had Noah Brown at like 450 and Michael Gallup at like 424. We have to pick that production up. Some of the things that are going to help that is the offensive line hopefully will be better suited this year, but also the change of philosophy of more zone blocking with the West Coast. It's going to be more timing routes and quick hitting things. So you're going to need that speed and being able to move, getting the ball, because it's going to be predicated on you getting the ball in stride where you're going downfield to make a play. I want to go back. This is actually an interview from several days ago of Wadsworth, the retired offensive tackle from the Rams, Super Bowl winning, now commentator, who was working out with Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is like no player I've seen before. You see that guy's workouts, different workouts on a daily basis. Every day it's something different. One day you see him working out with Wadsworth. Another day you see him doing, clean and jerks, with 350 pounds. Another day you're seeing him out here running against Deuce Vaughn and Jamar Chase. He is literally just like, he is just going all out to become the best player he can be. But listening to Wadsworth about Micah Parsons, this is key.
Cowboys here, because you do have the Dallas Cowboys on the schedule coming up. Let me get this right. Home against the Seahawks. So that's an annual tradition is the Cowboys play the week after Thanksgiving, full complement of rest. The Seahawks are playing Thanksgiving night. Both teams have a full complement of rest to kick off the weekend, the weekend after Thanksgiving. So let's talk Dallas, because you have some unique insight on one of their top players. Tell me where you just came from.
I just came down from Austin, Texas. I was down there in Austin getting a chance to go be around Micah Parsons for a few days, and we had a chance to work together. And this game right here is one of the ones I was excited about because, Seahawks had some really good young tackles last year, and Lucas and Cross. And so, I think Charles Cross showed that he could be a left tackle to look at for the future as a really good player and a great pick for the Seahawks. And he's got his hands full with a guy like Micah Parsons for sure. So it was really fun to get down there. You don't think of an O lineman and a D lineman working together, but it was fun for me.
Well, TJ, this one's for you.
Okay.
Why did you go? Tell everyone how you
so,
wound up going there.
Mike and I have kind of kept up with each other over the last couple of years. Once he got in the league, we had a inter squad practice and stuff with squad practice, and when I was with the Rams and the Cowboys, went over to Oxnard, and
Yep.
I got to go against him some when he was a young rookie, just that kind of stuff. So
When he had yet to even take a snap in the league.
yeah, and so he had a rush or two that we went against each other, and really nothing to the play, but just afterwards I kind of shared some feedback with him, and so over the years we just kind of text here, there, or tweet, something DM or something to each other, like different things, and he reached out this offseason and said, man, would you have any interest in coming down where I train and working with me? And just, obviously you're going to have D-line coaches, you're going to have things you're going to learn from edge rush guys that you've been around. He's like, but I have the mentality, I want to practice against somebody who's really elite at being my opponent. And I want to get what's that feedback from that person, and why would he shoot his hands on this player? Why would he jump me in this scenario? So we watched a lot of tape of situational football, 3-step, 5-step, drop, the different drops quarterbacks take, and why the tackle takes a certain set or uses his hands a certain way. And it was really fun. It was really igniting for me. I was telling Sean McVay last night when I was coming back, like I was full sweat. I feel like I'm coaching out there, just having fun, getting excited, just talking ball, man. I love this game. It's changed my life, and I look forward to seeing how it changes other guys' lives. So to get to be a part of somebody like Micah Parsons' journey and just do something to help him in any way I can, it was fun for me.
How about the Lion, TJ? Huh? As he likes to refer to him, he's a Lion.
I love this dude, man.
It's rare to think that that's the way he thinks. Like, hey, I don't want to just listen to guys who've done what I do.
Right.
I want to know what the guy who goes against me does. And I think that that's really cool to think that his mind thinks that way. Like, always trying to find another edge, another thing that can make me elite and great. And part of that week, it was one of the most enjoyable things is I get down there on Tuesday, and Jamar Chase is there working out with him.
Really?
Watching these two guys, and I think some guys have posted on social media and stuff, but watching these two guys do agility drills, the competition, the trash talk, the trying to beat each other every single rep, it's just unbelievable to see those two guys go at it. And Deuce Vaughn was there as well, young Cowboys running back in the draft this year.
How does he look to you?
Man, he's a small guy,
I know.
but man, his ability to bend was unbelievable. I was talking to the trainer who was putting on the workout, and we were just talking about just his knee flexion and how well he can stay low and change direction. It's rare. And he was winning. I would give him credit. He was winning the reps, but Micah was right there with him, and Jamar as well. It was fun to watch those three guys, just athletic freaks, go at each other.
Well, it is rare to have a kid in the league say, veteran type things like, I want to learn from somebody who knows. I don't know everything, right? That's a rarity sometimes in this league. But particularly rare from somebody who's been so damn dominant the first 2 years. Like, he could rest on laurels. There's no question about what he's done.
You think of a young player, the success he's had his first couple years.
Right.
To even be thinking like, man, I got to polish things up. I got to clean it up. I got to find another edge. I think most people would be like, you don't need any other edges. Like, you just keep being you. And
Never
I think
satisfied.
that you really look at the elite guys, and in this sport and many others, that's their story. They were always trying to find, that 1%, that little edge that could just take them into, hey, I'm going to keep growing and keep getting better and keep refining who I am. And he is wound that way, man. Watching him work out, every rep is 100 miles an hour. I mean, never as a half rep. It's full go, full sprint, trash talk, competition, every rep of his workouts. It's fun to watch somebody do that.
That's incredible. You would think that a guy who's already achieved as much as he's achieved, take it easy a day or two. But no, this guy is like a sponge. He is literally sucking up every bit of knowledge that he can to become the best player that he can be. And I would never bet against that kind of guy and that kind of work ethic. I can respect anybody that puts in the work like that, no matter if it's football, if it's bricklaying, if it's cleaning toilets. Anybody that puts in that kind of work to be the best, nothing but respect. All right, good people. We'll see what we're going to see. I'm going to try and see if I can do something today. We've been working so hard on the Red Brick House and have been under the gun for so many things. I'm going to try and do something special for you guys at the Red Brick House today, if I can figure out how to make it work. I'm going to carve out some time to try and make sure I can do this. Okay? I promise. I promise. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies, and I'll see you soon.